Axis Radio, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Axis Radio, WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Yes, my good people.
Yes, welcome back, baby. We here, baby.
We all here. Good to be back, man.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in to New World Old Views. We want to give a shout out to you people for always coming through, kicking it with us. We love y'all and appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, absolutely. To the left of me, I got Big VERGNE in the house. You know what I mean? Always on the boards. We got the one and only Big Al. And I am a PODMAN. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I just wanna thank y'all once again for kicking it with me on my birthday. You know, and shout out to you, man, for coming through.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
bro.
rocking out. We had a nice time at the bowling alley last night. That was fun, good times. You know, you talked your nonsense as usual, but before we get into that nonsense, let's get into the real day-to-day stuff. Hey, what's going on, Papa Vern? How you feeling, man? Thanks a lot for joining us, man. We appreciate you, man. Yeah, listen, man. So we were talking about some stuff yesterday also while we were kicking it, and you were telling me your theory in regards to what you think is going to happen in the near future in regards to this election in the presidency and how it's going to shape the politics and possible policies coming forward.
Wishing you back. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, Big Al. Thank you, man. Go ahead, man. Talk to us, man.
I mean,
give us your theory on what we got going on.
It's too much chaos. I don't think we're going. Me personally, I don't think we're going to have an election. I think it's going to get catastrophic to such a degree that they're going to suspend the Constitution. I think they would rather do that than allow Trump to get back in office. I don't see them allow. I don't see that. With all this chaos that's going on around globally, that's just my theory. I don't see us having an election in 2024. I do not see that. I see something happening where that's going to be suspended or disrupted.
So let me ask.
And when that happens, the man in office stays in power.
Right.
He stays in there.
And they'll push forth the further policies.
Yeah, it changes
the
the whole landscape then. Once you have stuff like martial law or a suspension of the Constitution, you know, because of some kind of a nuclear threat or something like that, of that magnitude, I don't see it.
Got you. Well, let me ask you this then. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that's being that when Biden came into office and the time that he served, do you think that some people are regretting their thoughts and views towards Trump and are possibly
absolutely.
I've seen it.
Absolutely.
I have seen it.
Absolutely.
And there are some people. So
Absolutely.
Do you think the people will possibly allow that to occur, or will they just have no possible power or ability to do anything about?
I believe people are waking up and realizing it and seeing it. It's hard to ignore. If you was a Biden supporter, if you voted for him in 2020, there's no way you could be happy right now with the condition of America.
Okay.
There's no way you would have to be, Stevie Wonder could see that.
Right.
There's no way. It's not even remotely close. If we had from 2021 to right now, if you look at what's happened in this country, if this stuff would have occurred under Donald Trump, bro, the media would have excoriated him and castigated him. I mean, they've been doing that regardless, and his 4 years was not even remotely anything close.
Thanks, Papa Vern.
To what's has transpired under Biden's presidency. Biden, even bona fide hard Democrats can't even support Biden anymore. It's impossible.
But
look how many things we're going through. Inflation is through the roof, and it's continuing to grow. I just seen a video of people are talking about how 100, these people are making $40 an hour, 30, 35, 45, and they talk about how they still living check to check.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
I was about to say
$40 an hour is not a lot right now in 2023. It's not.
No. I agree.
It's not.
Thank you.
If
Thank
you
you,
add,
Big
if
Al.
you,
I forgot.
thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
If you add in the house, mortgage, car note, schools, light. If you add all, it's.
Well,
you're not making that with $100,000 unless you live by yourself and you live in like a room.
Right.
Are you making $100,000 a year? You could be comfortable with that because you could save up and invest. But if you got a family, that's not enough.
No, of course.
Not enough.
I remember on a previous episode we spoken about that, and I remember OG and I were discussing that. All of us were discussing that. But what happens is that, like I said, in this country for sure, you're not meant to like it takes the extreme rare people to really like live well. You understand what I'm saying? They're not gonna have us just running wild, living well,
Yeah,
like you with the ability to just maneuver however way you want and just go anywhere you want. That's not the purpose.
Under
You have
Biden,
to work.
It's gotten exponentially worse. From 2021 to now, it's gotten exponentially worse. We didn't have none of this inflation in 2020. Let's be honest. We didn't have this in 2019.
Well, that's a get back from throughout
You know,
that
we
whole
didn't
time
have
that we
these
were on
issues.
lockdown. Throughout that whole time we were on lockdown, that was the.
But
that was
even the
get back.
4 years leading up, it was we didn't have the issues that we have now. We wasn't on the verge of no global nuclear. Remember, we was when Trump first got into office, they was talking about going to war with North Korea.
Right.
At the
And
latter
he went
part
over
at
there.
Obama was pushing, talking about how we're going to go to war with North Korea. Trump got in office, went right over there, sat down, spoke to the man, no problems. We was good. When there was issues with Russia, Trump went over there, spoke to him, it was good, no problems. We are on the verge now. Not only that, you look at the inflation, then the migrant issue.
Oh yeah.
That is getting out of hand, and it's not even funny anymore.
Yeah, I had a discussion with somebody at work, and her sentiments were exactly what your sentiments were, and I agreed with you, of course. And then I gave her the analogy of the parent to a child, and like a man to a mistress as opposed to his lady that he already has. So I was explaining to her, and she said she echoed the sentiments that you had. She said exactly. She has no issue with migrants, but you got to take care of home first. And there are a lot of people that are out there homeless that need places to live and have nothing and have no resources. And we're taking from the common people, common working people, and we're giving those resources that we pay out of our taxes to the migrants.
That doesn't make no sense. That would be like me. I'd rather feed somebody else's daughter before I feed mine.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. I got to take care of my home first before I take care of anybody else. Once I take care of home first, then I can spread that love now because I'm in a position to go help others. But mine is priority.
Right. So you believe that they're going to push and say, hey, with everything that's going on right now, it's too rough. We have other things to worry about. So they might put the presidency, like as far as the election and what occurs there, on hold to still have some sort of control.
I think with the global wars going, I just don't see us going to an election and picking a new candidate. I don't see that happening. I personally believe something is going to happen and is going to be suspended. That's my personal opinion. I don't see that happening. I don't see us having an election in 2024 at all. I do not see that happening. I believe something on a cataclysmic level in regards to like nuclear and weaponry, and God forbid somebody may try to perform a terrorist attack against America. What I'm saying is America's going to know about it because America plays both sides of the field. Let's understand that. Though nothing happened without America having a hand in it.
Well, that's what you call politics.
So what I'm saying is they're going to initiate something and cause something to get a certain response from the people to implement what they want.
Gotcha.
That's what they're going to do. But I'm just saying, like, if you just look at the condition of the this migrants, the inflation. Now we verge on nuclear war, and this man is just Biden is just giving out. We just talked about before the show. This man gave Afghanistan when he took the troops out in 2021 $11 billion.
Thank you, Miss Hayes. She says charity begins at the
absolutely
home first.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you can't have homeless Americans living on the street, but you welcoming all these people from other countries and setting them up and providing service. These people are getting good quality service. We look at some of the hotels that they're staying in. While you got homeless Americans.
And what that lady said, she echoed the sentiments also again with the lack of screening.
Yeah.
She like when I was speaking with her, I said, "Wow, she just she had the exact same."
Well, remember though, when Trump said, people act like, Trump don't like immigrants. He's racist. That's never what he said. He said we have to have a thorough screening of who comes into the country. I don't have people coming in, but you're not going to just walk in. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's what a leader does. Well, you don't just open up your borders to the whole world and say, "Come in." You know how many criminals? Criminals from the Venezuela prisons are sneaking in through the border. Child rapists, child killers that are sneaking. They've caught some. Right. Texas sent extra troops by the border to support and help. Additional to help the border patrol. It's crazy.
But you know what that's about.
Come on.
In life itself, it's more of a public opinion situation. So the campaign in regards to President Trump, or Donald Trump, they just look at him like your name is going to be smeared just because it's popular in regards to public opinion for us not to like you anymore.
I asked a friend this, and I said this because he hates Donald Trump and he's a Biden supporter. So I said, okay, this is my thing. And now I want more to the race card because now I notice a lot of black people support Biden and hate Trump. So I asked him, I said, can do me this favor. Can you tell me legislation that Trump put in that systematically target people of color? Because I can name numerous bills from Biden, going back to the 70s.
Yeah, I remember you discussed that.
I can name numerous legislation implemented by Joe Biden that systematically target people of color, that crippled families for decades. Mm-hmm. Name one that Trump did. They always want to bring up the housing discrimination thing where he didn't want to sell his rent to black folks. I don't agree with that. That is wrong. But as a homeowner, you have the right to decide who you want to.
I don't agree with
no, but
like
I'm saying it is discrimination. I'm not supporting
I'm saying I'm not against what his thought process is.
But that's what black people bring up as a justification.
That's what the owner will do.
Exactly.
Like, if somebody has a store that they run and business they run, they might be skeptical about certain people that's coming into that place.
But that's what they run with.
Doesn't make it wrong.
Exactly.
This is what I always try to tell you. The color that matters the most to many people is green.
Green, absolutely.
If you can compose yourself in that part, he may not. He may think that the money might be an issue dealing with that. Like it doesn't. It's not always. I get with the black and white situation, but it's not. But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't resonate because right, and it doesn't mean that he's not going to take care of black people in regards to if he's back in office and do certain things. You know what I'm saying?
And I asked my boy, he could not name any bill that Trump implemented that target people of color. And I say, you guys support Biden, and this man implemented legislation that crippled black communities. It's not even comparable.
Well, all I'll say
I think we forget that.
I don't know.
It's baffling to me, bro.
I don't know some of the policies or what Vivek has.
Who?
There's a guy running, right? His name is Vivek or something like that. I don't know what he has in store or whatever. What type of policies that he's giving out there. But hey, listen, man. I'm always wanting to see where we go because, like you said, it worked. What we really need to worry about is, like you said, really on the home front of the counties and the cities that we live in, because that's where you have the most impact. But
in our city right now, Mayor Adams said it like about a month and a half ago. He spoke about the migrant thing. He said, "Yo, New York, we cannot afford this anymore. He said over the next 2 years, it will cost approximately $14 billion to house the migrants at the rate that they're coming in right now over the next 2 years. And they're not getting any federal aid. So Adams is like, yo, to the federal government, what are y'all doing? Y'all letting all these migrants come in here and you're not providing us with no federal aid. How are we supposed to accommodate them? So all of the services in New York that's provided to New York citizens is going to get suspended because they're not going to be able to keep up those services. Mm-hmm. So then now people out here that legitimately need those services, that American citizens are not going to have access to it because Biden decided to let everybody come in and flood up the city to the point where now we can't even provide services. Services is getting suspended. Where are we putting them in New York? New York is a big city, but it's not that big when you got hundreds of thousands coming in per month, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna have, like, where are we putting them? Where? And there's busloads of them coming in. Where are we putting all these people?
Well, you know they're always going to target the big cities first, so that's
but like I don't understand how people can co-sign this, man. Like this dude Biden is destroying the country.
Whoa, it's not that people necessarily co-signing him bringing in it, but a lot
he's
of
not getting ridiculed enough. For
a lot of people aren't savvy enough in regards to politics and government issues.
I can't accept that. You know why? People wasn't savvy enough, but they were still ridiculing Trump.
But I told you why that was. That's public opinion, and that's why people. Remember what we discussed, man.
And don't even know specific, don't even know nothing, but they was ridiculing.
5%, 10%, 85%. That's what this world is always going to run by most of the time. So the public opinion, that's mainly going to be 85%. 10%, they teeter along the lines of in the know and more of the public opinion. The 5% might be more adept and well-versed in regards to what's going on. So what I'm saying is that that's a public opinion thing. Before Donald Trump ran for presidency, some people liked him. Some people had their issues with when he was doing that TV show and like he was firing people and stuff like that. But like you said, before that, some people, they used to shout him out on record.
Bro, Donald Trump is mentioned in over 600 rap songs.
That's what I'm saying.
So we never really had no issue with him.
Some might have had the issue, but back in the day, I didn't really know about the Central Park.
I'm about to say the Central Park.
I didn't really know about it. I was younger, so I didn't know. But
but then this is so funny. People will bring up the Central Park 5 and talk about how we both agreed on the discrimination thing what Trump did, how it's wrong, but he's entitled to do that. But they will bring that up.
I won't even necessarily say it's wrong. I would say it's wrong
to do that based off skin color.
Is it guaranteed skin color, or is it he's had situations where he be like, it's not the best case scenario for my situation, or it's not as effective, it's not as lucrative. I might get the payment faster. I may not have to jump through so many hoops and stuff like that. When you talk to people, especially like when it comes to like you said, home ownership or like renting out stuff, they'll say like some people be like, yo, Section 8 will pay, but it might take a longer process or this or that. Not that I'm saying it's Section 8, but it just saying it might be more. More things that they have to endure.
I only say it's wrong because I'm just saying discriminating against somebody for their skin color I don't agree with. But however, he's entitled to do that. I'm only saying to say that that's what black folks point to try to say, look, this shows how racist Donald Trump is. But we ignore Biden fighting for segregation in the 70s. How he called black, he said he don't want monkeys going to school with his white children.
But believe it or not, that would have been better though.
Huh?
Believe it or not, we know, right? But you're right. He
fought for that. He fought to keep up segregation. We don't talk about the 86 crack laws and the 88 crack laws where he put harsher charges on crack, softer charges on cocaine. Because the powdered cocaine was in the rich neighborhoods, crack was in the black neighborhoods. Then he changed it in 88 and said if you're in a group and one person has crack on them, all y'all get charged as sellers. That systematically target people of color. Then now let's go to 94, the 3 strikes bill. He offered that. Target people of color. This man has implemented legislation that has systematically target people of color. We cannot say that about Donald Trump. We can't. Name a bill. I'll challenge anybody on that. Name a bill. Give me a bill. The man passed the Step Care Act and freed how many black people before he left? How much black people he sent home?
Yeah, he sent a few. He sent quite a few.
I personally know people whose family that came home because of the Step Care Act. And he sent people home that got locked up under 3 strikes. Under Biden's bill, people was in there for long sentences for marijuana charge. He freed them. Then people got locked up under Joe Biden's 3 strikes. So what I'm saying is, if we're going to talk about who's racist, it's not even a question. Joe Biden is otherworldly racist in comparison to Trump.
Got you.
It's not even close. It's not. If we're going to do it, is he perfect? No. Trump said a lot of stuff I don't agree with.
Perfect.
Yeah, his rhetoric could be a bit abrasive. I don't agree with everything he said. But if we're comparing presidencies, bro, it's night and day.
Right.
It's night and day.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, I know recently I had seen on CNN about, I think they had the rally for the Israel and Palestine.
Bro, that
thing.
is so sad.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, have there been like there's been any new information in regards to that? What's been going on about that? Because I remember last time we were speaking to OG and whatever, and he gave us his opinions about it and stuff like that. And I spoke to a coworker, and he said that in the good book, they say that it's Israel's land.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what he said.
See,
but I don't follow the Bible. I haven't read that in ages. So I just want to know, if
that's that whole thing with the taking of
Hey Vocals by Jamel, how you doing, Miss Lady? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. That whole thing with the state of Israel, Orthodox Jews in Israel do not agree with what Israel is doing. I want to make that perfectly clear. Orthodox Jews do not agree with that. Orthodox Jews do not believe that you go and enslave and murder and kill off somebody for no land. The ones that you see doing it, those is Jewish Zionists. Jewish Zionism is different from regular Orthodox Jews. That is an extreme view that you're going to take the land by any means necessary.
Okay.
Jewish Zion and the biggest Jewish Zionists are the wealthiest. Those are the top tier in finance, Hollywood, academia, whatever it is. They're the ones at the top.
So it's about
They're
control.
the ones that's orchestrating it. If you look at the regular Israelis, they don't agree with what the Israeli government is doing. They're over there, they're dropping bombs on Gaza. 50% of the population of Gaza is children. 50% is kids in Gaza. They've killed four times more civilians than they have Hamas. So how is this about Hamas then? You're dropping bombs on populations that is half children, but you're talking about you trying to neutralize the terrorist group?
Well, here's what I'll say. I've never been in the military, but when it comes to war, they believe, like you said, it's by any means necessary type of mentality. So they're saying, hey, everyone is a casualty of war at this point. Therefore, whomever.
Yeah, but they don't have to do that. They have within the military. They got infantry. They got specialized teams that they can send in to neutralize a threat. You don't have to drop bombs on a population that's 50% children. They're blowing up schools, hospitals. What they got to do with Hamas? And you remember, they cut the electricity out there. So now people was recording what was happening.
Right.
So they cut the electricity so people can't record anymore.
Of course.
It's nonsense, bro.
That's a tactical
now, I'm going to be honest, I don't like to be too much invested in all of this because when black people go through, when we talk about our plight and the stuff that we deal with, we don't get no support from Palestinians or Israelis. Black people in Israel get treated like dirt. Black people in Palestine get treated like dirt.
Right.
So let's understand that. That's why people got mad. That's why I agree with Dr. Umar when he said, bro, I hope, everything works out. But I'm not going to be too invested in y'all. I'm invested in my own people. I can't be mad at them for that. Because when we dealing with stuff, they don't speak up. They're not out here. They don't say nothing for us. Yeah. When we deal with things, when we talk about things, how we treated unjustly, it doesn't matter what it is. In any category, they don't say nothing. They are very racist towards us as well. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah. So I'm saying that to say, it's wrong what's going on, without a question. I don't support the killing. Like I said, 50% of the population of Gaza is kids. When I found that out, I said 50%, half is kids. Why you're dropping bombs? Once you know a population is half children, there's no need to drop bombs. Send in a team. We're talking about the United States, one of the most advanced military branches in the world. Mm-hmm. You can send in a specialized team. We got drones. We got AI. Man, you know what kind of weaponry we got? I don't want to hear that the only option that we got now is to bomb and blow everything up, hospitals and schools. And there's kids in there.
Yeah.
That don't make any sense.
I agree. Well, like I said,
They're purging. 2.3 million people live on that landfill, and they're purging all of them.
If it is a religious thing, though, if they say supposedly if they're utilizing religion as the sake of the cause of land and stuff like that,
they're using that as a scapegoat,
listen, bro. Holy wars have existed way before we came into existence, and it's going to keep going on way after.
But the thing is, though, for example, Ethiopia is a Jewish country. It's the original Jewish country.
Right. Okay.
And Israel, till this day, will not recognize Ethiopia as a Jewish state. And Ethiopia has been around hundreds of thousands of years before Israel was even thought about. That's where the original Hebrew Bible, African Bible, comes from Ethiopia. The original Hebrew Bible, before it got taken apart under Rome, in its original format, it was authored in Ethiopia, the African Hebrew Bible. So what I'm saying is, we don't even recognize Ethiopians as a Jewish state. Israel don't recognize them. What are they called? Falashas. Literally, same thing. Jews follow Judaism, and they're not recognized. Why?
I forgot why.
Because of their skin color.
No, but I forgot. Because like Captain Tazariak and stuff like that, he explains why that they don't view that like as the true land. The true land of of the people. They believe that Israel is the true land, but I forgot or probably the beginning of where it all started, as far as that's the true land where it should be really recognized as the Holy Land and stuff like that. But I forgot as to why he explained it, but he was explaining that in the Bible. It really explains why, because I think something about African people, he said that those aren't his people. And I forgot why he explained that.
Was he an Israelite?
Yeah, Captain Tazaria.
Oh, they be bugging though.
No,
they call themselves. They're not African, but they
the children, right? The children of God. But I forgot why he explained that. So I don't want to go too much into that. But I forgot he was explaining how the Bible explains that. I don't know if
can I give y'all gentlemen some commentary on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the deal. Central to this conflict is the land of historical and religious significance to both Jewish and Palestinian communities. Mm-hmm. The Bible plays a pivotal role with its promise of the land of Canaan, which was later named Palestine, to the descendants of Abraham, right? For Jewish people, this territory represents the biblical promised land, where their forefathers settled following their exodus from Egypt. It is the sacred homeland of biblical figures like Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and King David. Now, everybody knows that Jacob, right, God changed his name to Israel, and that's where the land got its name from. Now, this is way before the Philistines even came into play. I mean, thousands of years before that. So this is what they're claiming. This sect of Jews is claiming this is our land, it's always been our land, and we've taken it back, and we're going to control our land. We're not giving it up because this land is the promised land for when Christ returns with in the New Jerusalem. Okay? Now, that's supposed to be a purpose, but I do agree with Verge. What they do not do is they do not kill children, and they do not pillage land where people are supposed to survive and thrive on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said. Those ones that's orchestrating, those are Jewish Zionists. Jewish Zionism is a completely different. It's different from how regular Orthodox Jews. That is an extreme view, and the ones that subscribe to that extreme view are extremely wealthy and influential.
Well, that's why they're so extreme.
Right, but it's
because in order to make it to that level, you would agree that you would have to be extreme to some sort of degree.
And it's just like all of the funding. I was just showing you the article when a UN leader just had to step down because he can't take it anymore. It's like, bro, we're literally supporting genocide. It's not about Hamas. We're killing kids, children.
Yeah.
50%. Do you know what 50% of a population is kids, bro?
Yeah, and it's always supposed to be protect the woman and
this is ridiculous. Like, come on. And Biden is just funding them. sending billions to them, sending 11 billion. There's another war that's about to happen in the Middle East with Afghanistan and Iran at the Iranian border. And Afghanistan, guess all the weaponry they're using? What we left. All that guns that Biden left over there made no sense. Just take the troops back and leave all that heavy artillery, millions of ammos. He just left there, and they're using it. They are deliberately trying to initiate a global war, man. Biden just sent $100 billion to Taiwan. Taiwan is getting into it with China. And mind you, Biden sent another $1 billion to Ukraine.
Got you. So he's just funding.
But you know what's so interesting? All of these billions that's going to these countries, they're not going to citizens. It's going to defense contracts. Mm-hmm. It's going to all of the military in those countries. None of that's going to the citizen.
Well,
but the way this played, no, because the way they said when they sent that money to the Ukraine, it was sent as support to help the people there. No, it wasn't. It was there to help the military there.
Of course.
That's what he's doing. He's just armed. It's like, as I said, it's almost like he's trying to instigate or pushing for a war.
Absolutely. You want to know why? Because then the U.S. can kind of look like the good guy in all of it. Like, we're not getting involved in regards to sending troops out there, but we're going to give.
And that's exactly what Putin said.
To arm yourselves, and you know what I mean.
Putin said, "I'm not getting involved."
Right.
And they want Putin to get involved.
Good cop, bad cop type. He trying to play the good cop, but you know what I'm saying. Based upon what you're saying.
Yeah, they want him. Putin said, "I'm not getting involved in that." He's staying back out of it. Russia. They don't want to get involved in that nuclear war. America wants that.
Yeah.
America wants that.
So
why would Biden be pushing to put America in? First of all, that just puts a nation in further debt. Anytime you go to war, the Federal Reserve, they have to borrow from the Federal Reserve. Yeah. The Federal Reserve have to lend the money because then that money has to be used to fund the military and things that everything that we need. It puts us further in debt. The country's already in inflation.
And then
Why we need to be exactly? We got to pay it back on interest. A country that's already in inflation, already in debt, already got a migrant crisis. New York could collapse in the next 2. Like, bro, I've never seen that. Look, in my 37 years of being alive, I have never seen anything like this. Not even close. What Biden has done since 2021 to now, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I thought Obama was terrible. I thought Obama was bad. This is crazy. Bro, this is madness. This man is sending billions everywhere else except here. Where we got all this money from? 11 billion since 2021 to Afghanistan? 100 billion to Ukraine? What we done sent to Israel? 30 billion? We done sent 100 billion to top. Where we getting this money from?
Well,
I know the government.
Money.
I know the government allocates money every month and holds it for certain things, for emergency stuff like that.
And war is an emergency to them.
But we're not in war. We're giving money to other nations to fight. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because I told you, there's got to be something on the back end.
And we're so great to help everybody else, but we can't help our own citizens?
Of course not. I told you that. Stop that, man. Come on, stop acting like you're brand new to this, man. Stop acting like you're brand new to this. But most presidents they have to play the political game.
No, but we both agree that none of this would be happening under Donald Trump.
Well, Donald Trump is
Trump would have never sent money to no Ukraine.
He's a
no Israel. We would have been cool with Russia. He might have went down and we would have said nothing to Taiwan. He definitely would have. We would have never had this migrant crisis. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, let's not forget the mandates too. Another thing about Biden under his presidency, mandates, and all that, causing people to lose jobs and stuff like. The man's entire presidency has been atrocious. It's atrocious, disgusting. His presidency. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Joe Biden is political. His presidency is political trash. Straight garbage, bro.
Can you guarantee if someone else comes into office?
I can promise you that
won't.
I would,
still,
bro. I think even the hardcore Democrats would even say, "Yo, bro, if Trump got back in office, we'd be better." And I'm not saying he's the savior. That's the thing. People are like, "Oh, this dude, no, he ain't the savior."
Like you said,
I'm not. But if I'm comparing, you tell me pick between him and Biden, it's not even a question.
No, I agree because
that's what I'm saying.
In all honesty, no president may be a savior.
Yeah, no president is.
You have to play the political game.
Yeah, but it's like
and believe it or not, true or not, when you look at it, just even a small scale in life, you can't appease everyone. That's very rare. So at the end of the day, you can only be you and do what you got to do. You know, understand what I'm saying? So Donald Trump, to me, from my years of being alive, he was the president, from what I saw, that did the most in regards to what he wanted to do and how he wanted things to go. Even within the confines, or even with having some restraints on you, he still was able to do things that he wanted to do.
I bet building a wall don't sound too bad now, right? When he was saying it, oh, he's this, he's that. Look now. Look now. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, shucks.
That's why I don't do politics so much. Because like you said, if we really want to be technical, why are we having so much love for everybody else? If he wants to build a wall, why is that such an issue? Because in most other nations and countries and other places, they usually are pretty much contained because you surround yourself around like-minded people. The problem is that the U.S. was built as a melting pot because in order to build a country up, you need a good amount of people. So our country is a melting pot, but that doesn't mean that we should be just, like you said, bringing in more people consistently when we got other issues that we have to deal with on the home front. You understand what I'm saying? So
people cannot
I agree
come
with
to
that.
America. Of course,
no, but it has to be.
But
First
it
off,
has
there
to
should be a
done
quota
in order.
There should be a quota by the month, by the year, however way we do it.
Something.
It shouldn't be
just open. Because no first world nation that we're the only first world nation that does that. If we went to France right now, we can't just walk in France and be entitled to what other French citizens get and just be like, oh no, we're here. We're going to get that. They're not going to prioritize us over their own citizens.
And that's what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
see that anywhere. You only seen that in America. This is only happening under Joe Biden.
Well, listen, man.
It's crazy.
We're gonna hope that by 2024 there's some sort of change.
Man, we need it because I'm saying if it goes at this rate, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have a country. I'm telling you, because there's no end in sight. He doesn't plan on stopping this migrant thing. He doesn't. And like I said, Mayor Adams, who's a Democrat, who supports the Biden presidency, said, bruh, I know this is too much. What up, family? What's going on, Wiz?
Wiz, appreciate you, Wiz. Shout out to you.
He said, bro, we can't do this. New York is going to collapse. It's going to cost us $14 billion to accommodate all these people coming in at the rate that they're doing. We need help.
They're not sending that to us because he already sent it. You said $11 billion elsewhere. You know
That's
what I mean?
my point. How we got these billions to send everywhere else, but you're not even saving the cities in your home country? Okay, you want to let all these migrants come in? Provide some aid then. Provide some federal aid that can assist these cities. Why not? That's what tells me, like, what are y'all trying to do? Are you trying to deliberately cause a collapse? Are you deliberately because it's not rocket science.
Well, that gives plausible explanation as to why taxes may go up or will be taxed more and other stuff. So it's going to come out of our pocket.
But all of that, I always, it's baffling to me with that because when you think about how you have taxes, you have a central bank that prints money out of thin air. Let's understand that. The Federal Reserve prints money out of thin air. So whatever needs to be fixed, you can print the money. Taxes is illegal, bro. How do you need to tax people, tax their income and stuff like that, and you have a bank that prints money out of thin air? You have an institution that makes it out of thin air, but I have to tax your income? You got to tax my income to pay for roads, bridges, and all this other stuff? When we have a central bank that prints money out of thin air? The reason why we're taxed, that's because we're paying back the interest on that loan that the Federal Reserve gives to the U.S. Also, this is why so many nations was against central banks and things of that nature. It's when you looked at before the Federal Reserve was implemented in 1913, Congress printed all the money. And it was printed interest-free. So whatever the economy needed, they printed it. When they implemented the central bank in 1913, that changed everything. First of all, it was even implemented illegally on, not illegally, but secretly on Jekyll Island. They passed the bill to implement, not Roosevelt, I forgot oh God, I can't remember his name, the president from 1913. But he passed it and implemented it and allowed now all of the currency in the United States is coming from the Federal Reserve, but they're lending it out at interest. Taxes and all that never made sense to me. How do we pay taxes and you have an institution that can create $1 billion, $1 trillion out of thin air?
Well, that's control. So let's not even.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not even about the taxes or none of that.
That keeps us in line. And like I said, like what you said, check to check living, stuff like that.
Yeah, bro. It's like they're making a tight.
Yes.
They're gripping, and it's just making it harder for society to survive.
You're not getting this stuff for free. But let's talk about a trending topic that has been going on for about 2 weeks or so. Even recently, Vlad interviewed him. But are you well versed, or do you have any information that Joe Smith and his wife's situation in regards to her doing an OnlyFans?
Listen.
Because I think they ran out of their funds ran low.
This is what threw me off. She should have. When I first seen it, I was like, okay, she had an OnlyFans. She should absolutely tell her husband. You don't go making an OnlyFans like that without talking to your husband. I think that's just a matter of respect. Yes, absolutely supposed to talk to your husband. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, she's bugging out. Then I'm like, let me see, like, who is this girl? Then I do some research.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. She's a former porn star?
Yeah.
So then all of what she did should not be shocking to Joe Smith. Her making OnlyFans behind his back shouldn't be that traumatizing. If you was able to get past what she did and wife that up and put a ring on it, I mean, I could see you being upset, as he was, though, I'll be honest. That's what he said. He articulated that. He said he was upset that she didn't tell him about the OnlyFans. And I think he left her. I don't know if they're still together, but I'm going to be honest, though. I don't see any success getting with somebody with that kind of background, especially for marriage. That doesn't even make... So I don't know what he was thinking in that regard. You know, if he felt, that was the woman for him, by all means, go ahead. But it's just... is it possible that you could have a successful relationship or marriage with somebody from that background? Yes, but the probability of it is low. Yeah. It's possible, but the probability of it is low. And I'm more governed by probability than possibility.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't even test. That doesn't make no sense to me. When I said, wait, she comes from that kind of background, and he felt that would be a good choice. I was like, all right, but when I saw that, I don't know what these guys be thinking, man.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Sometimes, even in that background, sometimes you get caught up on the woman. Sometimes you sit down and you have conversations with them, and, it might, take over you. It might get a hold of you somehow.
That, bro.
And no, you can't, because like you said, your behavioral patterns will kick in as an actress. As an adult film actress, your behaviors, your pattern, your actions will resort back to that type of lifestyle. Number one, and like you said, if the funds run low, you're gonna go back to what you know. So, granted, like you said, should she have told him?
She definitely should have told him.
He said supposedly that she said that she supposedly mentioned something about, hey, listen, we're running low, something like that. But from what he's saying, he didn't know. And then I think there was a headline on Vlad where he said he would have accepted it had she told him. So like you said, at least he knows what she was, where she came from. And, sometimes as men, we try to be, dismissive of it.
But that's not normal, though. That's not the norm.
What do you mean?
What he did. With Joe's guys don't do that for the most part.
No. In a certain lifestyle, when you're making certain money and you come across a lot of them, you'd be surprised what some men do.
No. What I'm saying is
some men are wifing up IG models. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not adult film actress. But what I'm saying is that when you're in that lifestyle, you see that, and you might.
No, you see it, but for the most part, men and women, we value and prioritize. We value what we value in each other is different. What women value in men is not the same as what men value in women.
I agree.
Women look for provision, security, resources. That's what they want in a man. Even if a
Yes.
woman
Status.
is making, even if a woman is making $200,000 a year, she wants a man that's be making more.
Yes.
They look
Absolutely.
for, and that's fine. That's hypergamy. That's their biological nature to look for that. But men, on the other hand, we look for sexual exclusivity. Like we look for somebody. You always judge off your past.
Yes.
Your past. If you go buy
Always.
a car, they want to check your past. They want to check your history. You pay it. You go get a house, they want to check your
history.
You go
They
to the
wanna check
doctor,
your-
they want
wanna
your
check your
medical,
credit reports, they wanna
everything.
check everything, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the same thing when it comes
I
to
agree.
what people when we vetting and looking,
for
relationships and
future
stuff
with
like
this
that.
person,
We'll
yes.
look at a woman's past and make a judgment off that. The same way a woman will look at a man and
see-
financial
and see his
capabilities
present, yeah.
and judge
Yeah.
that. She'll see a guy making $10 an hour. He ain't been working hard to get to where he needs to get to. And that's fine. She's entitled to that. But if we see a man out here looking at a woman that, been all over the place, he doesn't want to be engaged. He doesn't want to engage with that.
Yeah.
That's what I said. We value different things in each other. But, I just thought that, going back to that story, I just thought it was crazy when I found that out. I was like, if that's what he chose to go down and, that's what he wants, do, more power to him. It's just like I said, it's possible, but the probability of it being successful long term, that's tough, man. Because there's a lot of studies that goes into that.
Yes.
There's a lot of studies with pair bonding and things of that
Yes.
nature. Many people you're with, so it's crazy though.
If this isn't a ruse just for something to go viral, then Joe Smith, if you plan on divorcing this woman, kudos to you, because like you said, listen, if you allow yourself to, if you stay with her, whatever, from this point on, there should be no complaints.
I don't think he should divorce her.
Huh?
I don't think he should divorce her because if you was able to accept that,
That's a breaching. That's
the
a breaching,
OnlyFans is wrong, but y'all can work past that though. To be in all honesty, you can work past that. 'Cause that's his biggest thing is her making an OnlyFans without telling him. They can work past that. They can work that. If he could get past, bro, they was interviewing her and they asked her a question. She named some of like the biggest male porn stars that she's worked with, and she was naming a list of them. Bro, if you can hear that and not be perturbed or disgusted and still go home and
I'm assuming that was before him. If
no,
you allow that,
but she was saying that while she was married. They was interviewing her, and she was just talking about.
No, right, but I'm saying she was with those guys before she got married to him. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but I don't know how long ago she had a career. I'm not sure.
She wasn't doing that when he got married. They got married
but
recently.
let's just say that's true. Let's say she wasn't. What I'm saying is, if he can hear that and be okay and still put a ring on it, then her having an OnlyFans shouldn't be that bad where you can divorce her. I'm saying she should be upset. She should have told him that's her husband. She should have told him. But what I'm saying is they can work it out.
It's the act of you doing that, like you said, then you had no regard for me at that point. Granted, like I tell you, people put money over people all the time. Yeah. So if you can do that, granted, there are times I believe that there are certain things that don't need to be told to people, even in a marriage. But that directly affects me too. So if you can do that, what's to say? Anytime you feel like it, you don't go step out and do whatever you want to do there. You don't want to, like, that means that you moving in regards to us however you see fit at that point.
But to me,
that move alone, that means if he's accepting of that, she's going to believe that she has free reign. No disrespect. More so, from a woman's standpoint, her job more so is to challenge a man and to continuously challenge him. No disrespect. Out of the two, they live in chaos more. We like.
You think the woman's supposed to challenge the man?
That's what they do.
Oh, that's what they do.
That's what they tend to do. They believe that they're
because that's not how a woman is supposed to. That's
right.
That's
what I'm saying. Right. But
work together.
How often are the questions? Are the you going through something emotionally? You just want to vent and let things out to the person that's supposed to be by your side, supposed to be leading. He's supposed to be productive. A lot of what things that they do is counterproductive a lot of times to the man. Now, don't get me wrong. A man there are times he's going to be counterproductive to a woman because there are times that he may believe that I can't give you the emotional support and whatever you want right now and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is most of the stuff falls on him. So if there are certain things that there are times that you have to be able to like just be his peace, like you said, and just be his help me. So what I'm saying, all I'm saying is they're getting ready. If you allow that, that's when the floodgates open. You're opening Pandora's box. I'm not mad at you if you stay with her. I'm just saying, if this once you start that, don't complain about
I just feel
what's
like
possible.
Sometimes you can't if you can't stick your finger in fire and complain about getting burned. And I'm saying that to say that if you're gonna get with somebody from that kind of background, there could be room for them to do some stuff that you might not agree. You're opening yourself up to that.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're getting with somebody from that kind of background. So you can't be shocked if they do something without telling you they do something. Look at the background from which they're from.
Right. But
Can
like,
I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
So, if you pitching pennies, right?
Yes, sir.
And you find a rock while you pitching pennies and you decide to take that rock home, that rock didn't ask to be part of what you wanted it to be. You knew what that rock was ahead of time, right? Mm-hmm. So why would you complain when you see that rock do something in the mindset of what a rock does?
We agree.
Okay.
Yeah, we agree.
Okay. And here's the other side of the coin. People get married, they get into relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And the first thing they do is when things don't go their way, they want to separate and go their own separate ways. Mm-hmm. The true challenge of a relationship or a marriage is how you handle things when things get ugly.
True indeed.
That's a testament about how strong your relationship is. Mm-hmm. Okay? So again, I see what you're saying to a point, A-Pod, but then I also understand what Verge is saying too. Mm-hmm. You knew what you was getting into.
Very much so.
You know what I mean? So why would you throw a brick at it now after you already knew what you was dealing with?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you because, I mean, obviously we're supposed to use more discernment as men, you know, and I hate to say that because it'll always sound like it's a gender war, but what I'm saying is we could always apply that mentality. We can tell women, hey, you knew that I liked a lot of women. I was out there and women liked me and I was attracted to them. But when you get with that person, sad to say, yes, you're trying to, you know, alter their nature to some degree. But we could apply that to a woman. But here's where the real kick is. Supposedly, he didn't know that she had it for over a year. And she didn't have it when she started. That's what they're saying.
I didn't even know that.
Right. So he is saying, but supposedly she didn't have an OnlyFans before they got married. Now, granted, OnlyFans is still fairly new, so you know what I mean. I agree. That's why. But what I'm saying is if you're saying that, then if that's who she was, then he should stay. Even people could go to a certain job, but for so long before they get fed up. But what I am saying is, I do agree. You're supposed to endure. But if this is who you are, so then okay, then I got to take that you're just gonna maneuver how you're gonna maneuver for an eternity, and sometimes I'm not gonna know anything, and you're just gonna do what you want. But then here's what really matters: if you do that, and then there are consequences behind that action. And it might affect me, then what? So was that the best thing? Now I might be in a situation because of you, and I gotta eat that, and you never let me know certain things and stuff like that. Because when we get married, our name usually goes on certain things together, or something of that nature. So if what you're saying is true, yeah, we can possibly endure that. But there are ramifications that come along with it that I have to take on with you doing this by yourself and not having me be aware of anything going on.
No, I agree with you. I guess like
no, right. I was just explaining to OG that we agree. I'm just saying if you decide to stay, I agree. Then there
I
should
mean, if
be no
you've
complaint
been with
at
your
this
bitch,
point
they've been married since what 2011. They got married.
Was it?
Yeah, they got married in 2011. They've been married a little. They've been married a little while.
So why did they? I thought they were saying something about 2020, or maybe she did the OnlyFans in 2020.
They got married in 2011.
But here's the other side of the coin. You know,
yeah, 2011.
each person is their own individual.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Marriage is one thing, but individuality accounts for a lot of what that marriage grows to be. You know what I mean? So if you paying attention, she really don't have to tell you nothing.
I get what you mean.
Because she moving a certain way, and when she move out of sorts, if you're paying attention, you'll see that.
You'll know, yeah.
Right,
And you can ask that question, what is this about?
Yes.
So my point is, okay, he's upset and fine and dandy, but how attentive are you to this person who you claim to love and supposed to be connected with and don't know what she's doing outside of the circumference of what y'all have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, that's plain ignorance. Yeah. Not so much that she has a page, but it's ignorance.
Yeah,
because you're not communicating.
Oh well, but like I said, she may know him in regards to he may not be very internet savvy. He may not. He said that he's kind of a private person.
Regardless of whether he's private or whether he's internet savvy, if that's your woman and you're communicating on a full level, then there's something, right, that's going to tell you that she's moving differently. Right. Period.
Because I think I think from what he said, or she supposedly brought up the possibility because of their funds running low, and he was against it.
Yeah, my whole thing is just, I would find it shocked if he divorced her and left her because she made her OnlyFans and didn't tell him, but you didn't. But her past didn't deter you away from her.
Right.
Her past didn't deter you away, but her OnlyFans, that's the final draw now.
It's hypocritical.
Now you're done. Now you're done with the OnlyFans, but her past that didn't deter you.
I'm gonna explain why.
That doesn't make sense to me. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, that's why I said y'all are both correct. But sometimes, maybe her coming forth, or maybe he looked up, or somebody, maybe her saying, I was a film star, an adult film star, or whatever have you. Her coming out, being forthcoming, being transparent was probably a turn on for him and stuff like that. I think, like I said, the breach of trust or you not being forthcoming with this information, and then when you having an argument online, like you're recording or something like that, maybe that is how he's probably viewing it, like. Because like I said, on the headline on Black, he said, he said, I would have even dealt with it if she would have just told me. Like I said, I don't know if it's a rules or not. It's I didn't even see that. That was from earlier. It's about terminating population. That in regards to, I guess, Palestine.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if he knows, because like you said, he accepted her. As you and OG said, if he accepted her, he's willing to accept that. So he knows. He just probably didn't feel comfortable with her doing the OnlyFans because once the funds ran low, he already knows what comes along with the OnlyFans. But like you said, he knows that she was in that lifestyle. But now you're with me. I'm not comfortable with it. But I agree. We agree. If you know where she came from, you know what you can stray away back to, man.
You cannot be surprised. I'm not surprised at it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
This is in her DNA.
Yeah,
this is what she does.
That's what she do. She used to being on camera and
absolutely
having men look at her and stuff like that. She's used to that. That ain't nothing new for an OnlyFans. That's nothing for coming from that kind of background.
I agree, but a stripper might get married one day. But the man that she marries may be like, yo, listen, you were on the pole. I'm trying to take you off the pole. I'm trying to steer you right. That's not the best. Maybe that's not the best option for him.
I feel like people ignore signs, man.
Yeah,
you have to. You can't. Like I say, you can't stick your finger in fire and then complain about third-degree burns. Right. If you're going to go with somebody from a certain particular occupation and things start to go, you can't complain about it. You either gonna shut up.
Shut up
on accept it.
You always have the right to complain.
No, but not when you knew the risk.
But what I'm saying is, you have the right to complain. But like you said, is anybody going to listen?
But what you complaining about?
Yeah, but you get. That's like if we're going to rob a bank and we say, "Yo, we get caught. We know what we know what the reality is. We know what we're dealing with. We get caught. Now I'm complaining. I want to run it. I can't do that. I knew what the risk was before I made that journey in.
Right. Well, what I mean by that is that you could do it. You always have a right to say, "Yo, damn, I can't." But like I said, it's up to people to say.
Well, but let me.
We can't dismiss accountability. Though.
Let me give you a different perspective of how that looks. You go to the store. You buy a container of apple juice, right? You know it's apple juice. That's what you wanted. You drink it, right? It tastes like apple juice, but then you complain because the apple juice don't satisfy you the way you want it to satisfy you.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, it's ignorance.
Right.
It's ignorance.
Well,
apple juice has a certain taste to it, right? You know you're gonna get that flavor. You want it to taste like orange juice now? Something's wrong with your thinking.
You can't.
Something's wrong with your thinking.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Like I said,
but hold on, though. If you know better, hopefully you'll flow better. At that point, if he's just saying, "Listen, you didn't tell me," that was an injustice as far as I'm concerned. That's the part. I'm okay with that.
Let me give
I'm okay
you
with that outcry. I'm okay with that outcry. You didn't tell me, and I know money was an issue, but at least keep me abreast and informed, because if I find out in another way or something of that nature, then I'll be accepting of anything that you do.
No, but that's not the case though. Let me give you another perspective. You a chain smoker, right?
Yes.
10 packs a day. Took you 5 years to kick the habit, right?
Yes.
For 10 years, you good. Now, let me ask you a question. Does that person still have an addiction to cigarettes?
Do they still have an addiction?
Yes.
I believe they do.
Yes, they do.
I believe that it's a fight every day, just like an alcoholic.
Absolutely.
Just like a crack addict. It's an everyday fight.
Absolutely.
To do your level best to make sure that you stay away from it and you keep following the program that in every fiber of your being to fight that addiction.
Okay, so now let me ask you this question. If that smoker relapses and smokes a cigarette, do you cut him off?
In the confines of a marriage and stuff like that?
No matter what the relationship is.
No, not off of one act. I will say. So
this is one act for her.
Excuse me.
This is one act for her.
But that
she
act,
got caught.
That act personally affects him. It still personally affects him.
I don't think it personally affects him because again, I know where her background is. I know where she comes from. But I think he's more embarrassed.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
a chain smoker not going to embarrass me by them going back to smoke a pack.
But somebody else, it might be, oh, you stopped smoking, now you smoking again. Mm-hmm. Now it's embarrassing me because I told all my friends that you wasn't a smoker no more. You know what I mean? It's the ignorance behind it. You understand what I'm saying?
They should have kept it private. If they was going to do this, Joe Smith should have said to her, listen, we're going to keep this private. This doesn't need to go public.
Absolutely.
Because once it goes public, her background,
all that recording.
Yes, she was recording.
So even more of a reason for him to say, yo, listen.
Then she wants why are you recording?
I got to get out of here.
I think he's just looking for something else to do.
That's why. That's possible.
I'll be honest though, the I gotta get out of here should have been when he met her. The I gotta get out of here should have been when he met her.
Right.
When he met her and seen where the background she could, I gotta get out of here. This is not for me.
It should have been a one-off.
It should have been a one-off.
Right.
Not a drop into one knee, putting a ring on it.
we agree there.
And then now when this stuff goes crazy later, you can't
But OG, what if he's an addict to that type of
Okay, so again, maybe he's not changing his habits.
Yeah.
So why would he's a hypocrite now?
Yeah.
That makes him a hypocrite.
He's a hypocrite then.
No. But he was forthcoming and honest. Like maybe he was an addict to that type of woman. He's finding out she recording him and stuff like that. And he like,
I was just kind of mad that he was down bad. Like I'm like, bro, you was a #1 draft pick.
Yeah, no, but that's not the. You know how things go. Sometimes
the
people that's watching out for your finances taken, possibly you doing something, and the money then isn't what it is now.
But
he was still making. Yeah,
he made $60 million in his career.
You've seen it with Vin Baker. You see, I'm telling you, sometimes when that money come in, you got family, you got leeches, and all you thinking is, yo, I just want to help y'all out. Certain taxes come into play. Let's not act as if it's not.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. It's bad. And I think he bad money management.
I think he said his first wife got him for a good amount with the divorce too. I think he said that
he was
too.
married before.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay, I didn't know what
that's about.
Before.
That's even a more reason for he should have made better choices.
Oh, we agree.
This is the second time around.
I mean, looking at what he's dealing with now, I don't know about his first wife, but I'd argue he might have should have stayed. Probably should have stayed with that first wife.
Maybe she was unbearable. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But going back, that's when one of the latest interviews that Dr. Umar had on Art of Dialogue. He was saying, oh no, even on his own joint, he was like, Will Smith, you're not divorcing her. He said you're not letting her take that half.
No.
He said no matter what. He said, I guess you know how it is embarrassing, to be ran through the ringer like that. But like he said, do not divorce that woman. She gonna run off with 50% and still probably be talking some crazy stuff.
And the funny thing is, she didn't even.
And all his children.
What he worked for though, that's his career.
Well, she was a hard worker too.
But she don't deserve half of his career.
Level.
Huh?
She was working, but she was
no. She might have been a. Well, here's what I will tell you. I know I know what it sounds weird.
She got 2 movies.
I'm a firm. No. Stop.
Set It Off and Boys in the Hood.
Jason's lyric was fire.
3.
No, Minister Society. She wasn't in Boys in the Hood, but
Minister Society and Set It Off, Minister Society, and Jason's lyric. 3. You see Will Smith's body of work.
Thank you. Well, all I'm saying is that I believe it or not, I am a firm believer that sometimes, even though yes, you didn't do the movies with me but believe it or not, sometimes they might have been that inspiration and that motivation.
Man, the man was already a successful musician, actor before she came into his life.
He had Benny Medina looking out for him, making sure he's getting those parts.
Right, period. Yes.
That's why he's successful. Let's call it what it is. Benny Medina. Same thing with J-Lo. Benny Medina, you name it. Benny Medina gets behind you, you blowing up.
Yeah. You're not disputing that. What I'm saying though is, would y'all agree the stuff that you have to endure as a spouse of someone, you're still there. You have to take on certain things. I'm not necessarily a fan of half, but I'm under the belief, pay them for your give them whatever and go on with your peace of mind. I don't like necessarily the half either. Man. Because if you flip the situation, most women when they're in a power position, they are gun ho about a man probably signing a prenup, and that's usual.
Let me tell you something. You could even fight that. They got ways of it, bro.
But here's my thing. Rightfully, if you are concentrating on your career, and your wife is supporting you, or your significant other supporting you, whatever I'm making at the time that we're together, you're privy to that.
Yes.
You're privy to that. I don't care what goes on. Mm-hmm. Here, this is yours.
Right.
Anybody who thinks differently, something's wrong with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because she don't have to sit there and support you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Even though this lady's a little crazy about what she's saying and how she do things, how she carry herself, still she was there, helping to raise the children and all that. So when you look at it from outside, it looks like they have a beautiful organization there, but it doesn't talk to their mental state.
Yes.
Her mental state has nothing to do with her supporting them. So, the money, because he's with Benny Medina, but if they split up, she should get half.
So you do believe that?
Right off the top.
What? So that's what I was trying to say.
No.
That's what I was trying to say.
Half.
You said no, OG.
Verge.
You said no. I said I am.
I said yeah. When it comes to the money.
No.
That's why I said give them the money and go on with your peace of mind.
This is why
I don't necessarily have.
This is why I am against. I do not support marriage in America.
I agree.
It is. Let me tell you something. Would you go into a contract with a party that's incentivized to break it? Well, if they break it, it benefits them. We would not. No, none of us would go into a contract with somebody where the person that we're going to a contract with, they're rewarded for breaking it. That does not make sense to me.
Very true.
It is not right. That is not right. No, absolutely not. You are not entitled to what I've worked hard for.
No, we worked. They worked hard for it together to some degree.
Right.
Like you said,
But that's not done. They don't do that with men. No. When women leave, they don't give men half of what the woman.
No, yes, they do. It's just rare cases. It's rare cases. Halle Berry has been on what you call.
No, you know why that happened, right?
Oh,
he got. God. You know why?
You somebody else, please.
He got that complexion for the protection, bro. That's why they doing Halle Berry dirty. Let's be honest, because she with a white man. That's why she got done dirty. Let's not forget that. She with a white man. That's why she got done dirty. Come on now. Well, that white man sitting before Rosenberg, them Jewish judges. Who do you think they're going to be?
Britney Spears, Kevin Federline, white and white. She's paying. But she's paying.
Yeah, but you're naming anomalies.
But that has a lot to do with her family.
Exceptions don't disprove the rule.
Wait, say that over?
But that has a lot to do with her family taking her money and abusing her.
Her dad and stuff like that. Yeah. They tried to play more with her, like she had mental issues and things of that nature on Britney. So that's why, it's a little, her situation is a little different. Yeah. But even if there is women that get that, there are exceptions. Exceptions don't disprove the rule. No, for example, like
I'm just saying that, believe it or not, even though we think it's more of a man has to pay usually, yes, because still to this day, the man, for the most part, makes more money than the woman. Now, when they're saying that it's coming up where women are probably going to make more than men, and if men have to be kind of the ones to look after the children more often because of that, then I'm under the belief that they're going to have to start paying. Because it's really about who makes more.
That was my point that I was going to make. So if you married to a woman and she's a billionaire like Oprah, let's say you married to Oprah, and you decide, you know what, it's time for us to get a divorce. It ain't working out. Do you expect for her to give you half if you live in that lifestyle with her?
How long were we married?
Let's say 10, 15 years. 10, 15 years. You and Oprah.
I won't necessarily say
I won't say half. I'm not going to say I deserve half. No. I'm not going to be half of what she worked for. But you can give me something for being there.
You want something?
Yeah, but not half.
At least $500 million.
How much is she worth?
You take $500 million, she worth over $1 billion.
$500 million, that's still close to half.
That's half.
But I listen. I think you deserve something.
If she's worth $1 billion,
then he could
give me maybe $100 mil. $100 mil, exactly.
What's that? 10%?
You take $100 mil.
$100 mil. She's worth $1 billion, but not $500 million. I don't even think I'd be entitled to that.
No.
No, that's her career. I wasn't with her when she was putting in the sweat, tears, and blood.
But no, we're not talking about
10 years.
you.
He said 10 years. She might have still earned.
We talking about you being with her through that whole climb.
Yeah. Oh, if I was. Oh, you mean from with her through the mud all the way?
Absolutely.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm saying Jada was with Will. I think right even before he was getting $20 million per movie.
She was. Remember, this is one thing you got to remember.
OG agrees with what I'm saying, because at first I thought he was saying, like, no, because I was like, if you, I get what he disagreed with, because I was saying you can still be the motivation and inspiration. And he was saying Benny Medina was really the one that was getting it. But what I'm saying is, if you're there, I don't agree with 50%. I do believe that you should be, because when you're saying, remember what I told you, when they're saying that, you have to keep up their lifestyle, what you're saying, the government is saying, we're going to control this and we're going to get broken off something too. Because basically what you're saying is I have to be responsible for you, because you know that if you give them all this money straight up front, they're just going to get rid of it and be broke. So basically...
But that's on them.
I agree. But what I'm saying is I think what they're trying to do is you pay them in increments, make sure that they have some, just even with child support. But if there could be people that could afford it and be like, yo, I'll just pay you off all through this lump sum. and they know that money is gonna be spent most likely. How many times have you heard it when anyone like, yo, I ran out of child support. Now I have nothing. I can't do anything. But that's like you said. That's not our problem.
That's not my problem.
You're supposed to be able to say, listen, I'm gonna keep this in a trust or whatever, and take it out incrementally and stuff like that. But what it seems like is that the government will say, no, we're gonna do it monthly or something like that. And I agree. That's why I say personally, I don't think you should pay 50% at all. All depending on where you at. Like you said, if she's if she's worth a bill or whatever, and I've been there 10-15, I'll take the 10%. I'll take the 100 million. But even as a man, my pride and ego might be like, I'm not asking anything. If you want to get, hey, thank you, Auntie. I saw that on Facebook too. Thank you. I'll respond soon. I think that I may not ask for it, but I might be looking like I was still here with you. Like you said, I was still here in the mud with you. If you want to break me off 100 million, you don't think I deserve that? If not, I gotta still eat that. But rightfully so. Even as a man, like you said, we've been through the ringer with you. Break us off something, but I'm not going to say 50%.
My thing is, I'm
not going to say 50%.
It's the risk factor with marriage in America in 2023.
Oh, absolutely.
And what I mean with that is, if you're married, you can be married for a certain amount of time. If a woman, like when you look at a lot of divorces, 80% of them are initiated by women. Now, I don't have a problem with a woman getting divorced if it has something to do with fidelity and being assaulted. Infidelity and physical.
I mean, I can understand by nature, men are gonna.
No, but wait, but what I'm saying is, I will understand if a woman does not want to be in that kind of union and she wants to separate herself. I'll give her that. But if you look at majority of divorces, it's for irreconcilable differences, which means it's not about being beating or nobody's being hit, and it's not infidelity. It's just women just saying, I'm not in love anymore. And then just saying that, and then taking half of everything.
I'll do you one better.
That doesn't make sense. That's not fair.
Here's what I'll say. Like you said, let's say you were married to Oprah and stuff like that, right? And you were just like, I can't do it anymore. Let's say she was cheating or whatever and stuff like that. I believe that if you're willing to walk away, maybe you might walk away with nothing, or if she decides to break you off something just because of the traumatic experience or what she put you through, she want to do that. But if you walk away, at that point, you were taken care of when you were under that person, and if you want to walk away, like you said, granted, it may not be good for you to have to endure that cheating and stuff like that, but like you said, you kind of might have known who the person was, and you were willing to overlook it because they made money, blah, 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 whatever. If you're willing to walk away, that's what they need to put in there, like you said, because now you can just say irreconcilable differences.
Yes.
Oh, I don't care.
But that's what majority of divorces are.
I think they should put something. Well, of course, because the government has to get paid, so they don't care.
So this is what I'm saying. Why would I go into a contract with a party that's rewarded for breaking it?
I agree. That's why I said what they need to do is they need to change it and say, if you decide to divorce that person. If you decide to divorce that person, you walk away.
It should be legitimate grounds.
If they want to give you something, that's up to them. No, because what really needs to happen is you need to really look at, if you walk down that aisle and that man is at that altar, both parties need to look at it like, well, we're here for eternity. Endure whatever, like you said, endure whatever comes along with it. But it's not looked at like in this generation. People are around. It's not looked upon like. Well, anytime there's a little issue, depending on where you get married and who you get married under, those are the vows you're taking.
But you know what's so funny? In biblical times, right, when the wife got tired of having babies and whatnot, she she told her husband, "You can have my servant," right? And then the husband was allowed to have 10, 15, 13, 40 different concubines, right? Mm-hmm. So again, and people say that polygamy was crazy. But when you look at the way some women think, right, it ain't that crazy.
They can only have one child a
women
year.
Practice it. They practice polygamy now, don't realize it.
Exactly.
Women say they don't like it, but they mess around with married men all the time. That's polygamy.
Right, absolutely.
That's polygamy.
Right.
And you voluntarily know it.
Right.
So that's polygamy.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of them just, it's always okay for them.
Because you know what it is though with polygamy though, because I think now, when we talk about it now, I think a lot of people look at it, and even some guys look at it like, oh, I just got a bunch of women. No, polygamy is really about, if you're going to have more, you're providing, if you having, this is about women, like in certain communities that doesn't have fathers or husband in those communities.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes.
You can provide stability and structure to children that's not yours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you see what Ms. Hayes said, and it's true. These men are on fire, sharing knowledge and open knowledge. Before you needed gold to back the money. Oh, that was from before, right?
Oh, the Federal Reserve, absolutely. Oh, yeah, they had. That's when
Right, absolutely. Yeah. But what you just said, right? Remember what I said last night? I'm a firm believer. I don't know if you believe in OG. In this day and age, especially as a man, if you don't have the finances to do what you need to do, then maybe you don't deserve a specific woman, and you don't deserve to be having children. If you can't take, like you said, that was your job. If you can't take care of that, then you don't do it. Like you said. So
listen, I grew up in an era where I knew some families had 10, 15, even 17 children. And the father went out every day. The wife stayed home.
Yeah.
He had 2 or 3 jobs, and he did what he had to do. Mm-hmm. You know, we are born providers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Period. We'll do what we got to do for our family. But for a woman to turn around and say to us as men, if you're not making a certain amount of money, you can't talk to me. Something's wrong with her thinking and her process.
Well, like he said, they're just hypergamous by nature. Do we think it's a great thing? No. But like I said, here's my conflict with this whole situation. Listen, if the upper class is with the upper class, that makes sense. You surround yourself around like-minded people. If we're in the same environment and you got that and you have that outlook, then that's when I look at it like a problem. We're pretty much on the same playing field and the same situation, and you're looking at like, oh no, you don't make enough money for me. I mean, yeah, but like, so you think, granted, can you find a man that's making that? Possibly, but like you said, is he necessarily looking to take you as his wife?
But what AD said though, I agree. Because let's just say, for argument's sake, there's a woman, she's making 150. She's making $100,000 a year, $150,000 a year, or whatever, and she meets a good dude, good man. But he's hard-working man, loyal, loving, but he's making $60,000 a year, and she's making $150,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I don't see no reason why you would dismiss that man for making $60,000 a year.
Absolutely.
My whole thing is, if it's a good man, because let me tell you, think about what I'm saying though, because if women work, they worked hard now. Mm-hmm. In this day and age, they've worked hard to get where they're at. So like, for example, if you're making $150,000 a year and you meet a woman that's making $60,000 a year,
we don't care about that.
You're not gonna look at it like settling. So what I'm saying, for a woman, if you're making $150,000 a year and you meet a good man that's making $60,000, that's settling. If it's a good dude,
here's why. Because
why can't y'all come together? Put your $60,000 with your $150,000. And we form a union.
Right.
If it's a good man.
Either way, y'all doing good.
Exactly.
Right. Rare situations, but here's why most of the time. Here's why. Because from a woman's mindset, and I've heard them spew these lyrics, they look at that as they're doing most of the provision.
But that's what you fought for. That's what feminism told you to do. To fight, to be like a guy. You want to work like a guy and be a man and be a provider.
Exactly.
So accept that.
This hypocritical thinking.
Absolutely.
You want parity with men.
I agree.
You want the same things that men get. You want to have the same rights, okay? You want the same experiences. But when it comes to relationships, it's got to be different. It's hypocritical.
I agree wholeheartedly. What I'm trying to tell you, I've heard women legitimately say, no, I can't do this because I'm going to be doing everything. I said, see, watch your words. Words mean things. I said, so if you're doing everything, what is the opposite of everything? That means that you are viewing this man to do nothing.
Right.
I said, that's not true. He may work what he does, and he may put in what he can put in. Don't view it as nothing. You're just looking at it because maybe you're doing more as far as from a financial standpoint. But like I said, his strength, his ability to be a handyman, all of that costs. That's why I don't care how much you make as a woman. At the end of the day, the man is still there to be the man. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like you said, yes, they should be more accepting of it. But
if he's a good man, if he's a good guy, you can't be, that's what I said. If a woman meets a guy that's a good, loyal, hardworking man, she's making 150, he's making his 60.
Will she let him be the man, though? Will she let him be the man?
In our community, that's where the problem happens.
And that's why they will not allow it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in our community, that's where the issue. I get what you're saying. That's where it would be, because now when you try to, imprint your stance as a man and say something, be like this, she could come like, I'm the breadwinner here. I'm the one that I hear you.
And that's why I'm not a firm believer in that breadwinner.
I get it.
But listen here, thank you for rocking out with us.
Appreciate y'all, man.
We're about to close out. Thank you very much, man. I'm gonna finish celebrating the birthday.
Yes.
Probably have a nice good night. But thank you always for kicking it with us. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa Vern. Thank you, Miss Hayes. Thank you, Jamel. Thank you, Auntie Cynthia. Thank you all for tuning in, rocking out with us. I have to speak to OG and see if because I don't know if people gonna be away. Because the next time will be like Thanksgiving weekend, so I don't know if we're gonna be back, but I'll keep y'all posted. I'll hit y'all up on Facebook. Thank you very much, Mr. Jamel. Thank you, Papa Vern. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
To the next time. Salute. Have a great one. Stay strong, everyone.
All right, bro.